Barry Moore has President Trump's endorsement in this runoff, and yet you lead the Alabama poll, which just came out by 10. So, I mean, the president obviously enormously popular with Alabama Republicans. What is your message to Trump supporting primary voters as they kind of think about what they're going to do on the 16th?
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on. And honestly, the biggest thing, and this is what I'm hearing going to all 67 counties in Alabama. I voted for President Trump every time he ran. Alabamians voted for President Trump, but they're saying, hey, we're electing our next U.S. senator. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And they want somebody who's not a career politician. On the other side of that, I've never had the privilege of meeting President Trump. I'd love to shake his hand because I think we'd be having a different conversation right now if I'd have had that opportunity. But I'm seeking the endorsement of the people of the state of Alabama. That's why we're going to all 67 counties and have been to all of them multiple times.
So how do voters choose between two good conservatives? I mean, what differences do you have? What separates you?
I would say the biggest thing is at the front end. I'm not a career politician. Congressman Moore was in state legislature. He's been in Congress for a while. The reason we're seeing all the issues, you just did an interview about what's going on with the IRGC. The reason we had the GWAT that we fought in, the reason that I fought in, that me and my generation fought in, is because of 50 years of bad foreign policy. And the reason we're having increased inflation that's killing Alabama families and the overall cost of living that's impacted us is because of 50 years of bad domestic policy. We need new people with new ideas that are going to go in and fight to deliver for the people they're elected to represent, as opposed to elevating themselves, because that's oftentimes what we see with these career politicians.
So from the outside, do you get a little frustrated at what you see with Senate Republicans and the leadership? Are they supporting the president's agenda enough? What would you do differently?
I would say, the biggest thing we got going on right now is the Save America Act, and the state of Alabama already does it. We require citizenship, and we require showing up with an ID to vote. And we have other states that are not doing that and impacting our federal elections. And we saw the other day, it wasn't even the Democrats that didn't toe the line when they put it on the reconciliation bill for a vote. We had 4 Republicans that didn't go along with the Save America Act. So I believe there are things like that we have to make sure that we get real fighters who are going to deliver for the American people and maintain a free and fair nation, and for us in Alabama, a free and fair state. And it starts with our elections. So, no, I mean, we need people with a steel spine who are going to stand up to these clowns, a bunch of bootlickers that want to create problems for us, like the guy out of Maine. I mean, that dude's a former Marine, but we need somebody to stand toe-to-toe with a clown like him and let him know what the business is. And we just don't have that right now in the U.S. Senate. We got folks rolling around in the wheelchairs.
Yeah. On your website, you make no bones about it that you're going to defend Christian values. So in what way? Explain that.
Well, the biggest thing is our nation was founded on Judeo-Christian values. I mean, 9 of the 13 colonies required a profession of faith. And so our country is the United States, right? It was originally 13 colonies. So we are founded on those values. Even George Washington himself in his farewell address said that if we're going to have a good political union, that if our politics were going to be solid, they had to be on the foundation of religion and morality. So we are a moral people, and that's the first thing that's required. These are God-given rights that our Constitution outlines. They're not government-given. And making sure we protect the first part of the First Amendment, which is our freedom to worship how we want to worship. And I believe that as a Christian is the whole thing that Christ taught. 1 John 4:19, we love because he first loved us. We present our values and let the Holy Spirit do the work, but we can't have anybody else telling you that you can't share your values either.
So as a veteran, tell us what you would do if you got to the Senate for veteran services. I mean, where do they do, where do they get high marks and where do they need to make some big changes?
I would say one of the things is we subsidize health care for everybody else and their mom. We need to go ahead and pass things like the Major Richard Starr Act, which deals with not nickel and diamond veterans because they receive their retirement and they have combat disabilities. But then all of a sudden you're getting your VA benefits offset because you're already receiving a retirement. It's like, my gosh, if we can't take care of those who stood in the gap for us, were willing to give their last breath so that we could take our next. I mean, we sleep in peace at night because others do violence on our behalf. That's why we have so many people claiming to be veterans, claiming to be fighters for us and our country, because it means something. We at least need to take care of those who actually did it. So making sure we pass acts that take care of our veterans, as opposed to subsidizing health care for illegal immigrants, $40 million a week going to the Taliban, or the $20 billion of waste, fraud, and abuse that went to Somali clearing centers in Minnesota. We've got to make sure that we deliver for veterans, not for everybody else.
Jared Hudson, good luck. I will see you, whether you know it or not, next Sunday in Alabama.
Look forward to seeing you, brother.
All right, take care.